Welcome, one and all, to your astrology update. I got the intros messed up like shit. Welcome, you guys, to another astrology update. This is the Peace Dealer. And oh, yeah. I hope you're ready for another exciting week where we get to sensationalize the mundane. Because if you think the gods up in heaven aren't as bored as you are here, unless you're a fire sign and you appreciate life, if you think the gods up in heaven don't have their own equivalent of YouTube and media watching you guys, then you may not know. You may be the greatest source of entertainment for higher beings. Shout out to those of you super patient with me with my explanation of abstract concepts like higher beings that you don't necessarily see through your physical senses, but will definitely experience through your beliefs and your psychic paranormal senses. Regardless, y'all know what it is. It's still Sagittarius season. So don't think we're going to start a live show without turning up. Like, there's no way this can just not happen. And we are going to turn up. So let me get a hey in the comments section if you are ready to start this live. You see, it's almost time for us to move forward with a whole lot of our destiny. And you need to persevere. This is homestretch, my friends. Are you getting beat down? Are you getting beat down right now? Is life just trying to make you its bee's niche? Is life just trying to make you its bee and you know you're a boss and it's like, no, we don't do this? Well, turn around to Saturn and just be like,
what is that? Google Pixel 2. Can I see a note? For sure.
wow. Oh, wow. You just gotta be like.
What is that? The Google Pixel 2.
Oh my God. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. We gonna get this right. If it don't kill you, it's gonna make you stronger. And this is Saturn. It's so here longer in the sign of Sag. And it's like, could you move into Capricorn already? Because you're giving me a headache. But it's all good. Because I got cake that I baked in the oven. And this is like, oh. That was pitiful, y'all. It's all good, though. It's all good. I got more for y'all, but we're gonna do this later. You see, I'm following this sacred path of self-depreciation because we can place amazing expectations when it comes to performance. So I do my best to keep things as cringy and awkward as possible. For those of you who follow my music, I know I got some nice rap skills, but I'm gonna work on a very good monumental mixtape. You guys are hearing this first. 2018, I want to put out one of a new mixtape series. It's called the Cringe Tape. I think you have a lot of artists talking about how amazing they are. You know what I'm saying? I think you have a lot of artists talking about how they're cooler than everyone. No one's embracing the awkward. No one's embracing like the little awkward person that's inside all of us that permeates every situation. Who's going to make a song about being awkward? Who's going to make a song about just being cringy? So I have to make the Cringe Tape Volume 1. It's going to come out 2018. We're going to have hit singles such like I Be Creepin' for you cyber stalkers that like to lurk on social media profiles. I got you. I will be this. I will embody this being. We will go in. All right. For those of you who you're a really cool person, but then when you're around someone who you like, you just freeze up and then you can't even like say things correctly. We got a song for you too. Like the Cringe Tape Volume 1 coming out. I really hope no one steals this idea, but it's all good. I Be Creepin' coming 2018. I Be Creepin' on the weekend. I be creeping on the weekend. I'll be sliding into your DMs. And it's like, oh, who is this person? I don't even know. I'll be creeping. I'll be creeping. It's going to be dope, y'all. I'm trying to get a whole generation to embrace this part. We try and sweep under our rugs, but it is what it is. And if I have to become cringe man, I will. I hope this is not some kind of like unconscious martyr thing I'm doing to self-sabotage myself. But if I have to be cringe man for the world, like if I have to be cringe man so people can just project their inner creepy stuff towards me and be like, I don't want to be that guy. I will. I will. You know how Gemini and Aries will just be the villain just because they can? Like, if I have to be cringe man, all right, throw some flight boss on that. I will. Like, y'all don't even know. And once again, it is what it is. The reason why I have to talk about awkwardness and cringiness is this vibration comes 100% from Pluto and Saturn. When you think about, oh God. Has anyone, okay, if you have Sagittarius energy or Libra energy, or like if you have any air, fire, have you noticed that like the energy of your channeling has becoming more pretentious? Like if you have Uranus or Neptune, Jonathan Frisk, I'm right there with you. Even though that's very creepy, I'm right there with you. I'm so right there with. I'm making the cringe tape for this very reason. But anyway, for those of you who have Uranus or Neptune in Aquarius or Capricorn, have you noticed your intuition has become like so much more pretentious than it already has? Like some of you wonder why your intuitions are stern. Like if you have Neptune or Uranus in Capricorn, that means your intuition is like an old soul. That's like, why are you hanging out with this loser? This person's not supposed to be in your life. What the hell? If Uranus or Neptune is in Aquarius, you're channeling the galactic energies. These are people who are born like after 95. So they'll just have intuitions of people like, that person's not even on your level. Go and ask that idiot a question. They probably won't know it. And then you're just like, is this me? Like I I have a Libra sun or a Gemini sun. I want to get to know people. Where is this coming from? So I'm only saying this because you're not alone. Like I was just about to channel something to you, and my spirit guides are like, Michael, we don't need your basic ass sullying this. Like let us channel this. And I just took offense because like I work for these spirit beings and they want to just put me on blast like I'm really that dumb, but it's all good. So give me a minute. What I was about to say is a lot more of a denser topic, and they feel I'm not as qualified to speak on this, which is just really embarrassing, but I can understand why. One moment. Okay. The psychology of awkwardness is dictated by Saturn and Pluto in astrology and such aspects that incorporate one's ability to gauge their societal contribution to the community versus their idiosyncratic and very, very, very deep obsessions, which is why it has to stay hidden. Because, I mean, if you let the whole world know about certain creepy feelings that you have, certain people that are inherently super extreme, you'd probably be in a straitjacket. The reason I have to say this is we're going to have Saturn and Pluto. This is like having two elephants in the room, being in a position where you're not only aware of the awkward energy in the room, but it's kind of just looking in your face and it's just breathing down your nose like, hey, so do you like cheese? I like cheese. I think cheese is like awesome. And you're just having to deal with just certain like think of the psychology of what makes you awkward for someone. Like a lot of the psychology behind awkwardness is like very, 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 very interesting. Think about how a Sagittarius could just walk up in the room and then talk to people about how he's sending dick pics to ladies, and then like every other zodiac sign is awkward for this dude. You know how Sagittarius would just be so oblivious, men or women, like they'll just be so oblivious to what they're doing. Like they don't get that what they're doing is a little bit like out there, but then that's kind of what they're trying to teach us, that it doesn't matter. But what is it? What is it that makes somebody awkward? What is it that makes someone exhibit an unconscious behavior that other people can look at and feel embarrassed by? This is a very fascinating topic because it's purely social and it's purely subjective. And it's an energy that's still created in a grid by people's projections that in some cases, some people may not notice. What does this mean? This means that awkward does not really exist. If you think of the whole notion that somebody can do something that they may be completely unaware is not societally acceptable and feel completely okay about it. What is going to make this person feel awkward? Once they become aware of the opinion that other people have about what's happening. And so what energetically occurs? They now start to lower their vibration and awareness into the vibe. And this is not to say it's a bad thing either, because the way most of this happens is, you know, you go to a bar and like there's that one drunk dude who's clearly unaware that he's coming off as like super drunk, and like everyone else is like, yo man, this is kind of awkward. You know how you can feel awkward for somebody? That's Saturn. That's that limiting sense of your boundaries to where when you step out that, you kind of feel cringy. So the most awkward zodiac signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This is why I'm saying this. The reason why the earth signs are the most awkward in the zodiac is because the earth signs define what's awkward if you really think about it. A water sign is just going to get super emotional. So the whole notion of a Scorpio being very obsessed with you and looking at your profile and just kind of feeling super deeply about you is not awkward to water. Pisces gets it. Cancer gets it. The reason why a water sign is going to feel awkward about that is because they're earth. They're going to be like, wait, that's not normal. All right. The whole notion of Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo is discrimination, classism, and prejudice. These are three words that have been used badly, but it's very necessary. If I'm in a room with 100,000 people, we're going to need to create a system, Capricorn, to judge Taurus individually where each category goes to, Virgo. So Virgo is going to have to discern, and Virgo is going to have to sort out and filter the fluff from the real. So this is just a natural function of life. You need to have limiters. But inherently, in the nature of water, fire, did you notice like Earth can't necessarily be too extra? You know what I'm saying? Everything that Earth is too extra in is an OCD, obsessive compulsive nature to be too strict and normal. This, I'm trying to let you know where it comes from. Air signs at the core are free. And this is where I kind of started hating on Libra a lot. And then I realized it wasn't until I saw a double Libra with the North Node of Libra. I saw a Young Jeezy interview. And Young Jeezy, if you haven't seen, if any of you, I have homework for you guys, by the way. Let me put this link in the description. For those of you who want to gain the total understanding of Libra energy, I want you to watch the Complex episode, the Everyday Struck Up episode on Complex News on YouTube, where this artist, Young Jeezy, is featured in. This dude is a sun and moon conjunct North Node in Libra with Pluto Libra. So if you want the most extreme understanding of what Libra represents, you need to watch it. It's a very landmark episode. Like I gained so much more respect for what Libra represents and the integrity of such. I realized, and Libra is the artist, by the way. So if you find a lot of artists in the game are Libras, it's because that's the quintessential artist. But it's like, I didn't realize a lot of what I projected toward Libra, it's not necessarily their Libra that I didn't like. It's the other planets in other signs that took away from that. And this isn't even to blame other signs either. But when we look at air signs don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with talking to you and mentally like taking up your time. Are you kidding me? Like an Aquarius person will know that you have to, anyone with like Mercury or Venus in Aquarius or Sun or Moon in Aquarius, it could be so annoying to talk to them because you let them know. This happens with everyone who I know has this Aquarius energy, by the way. Like you talk to them and you're like, hey, so I have to go in like 5 minutes. And then they're like, yeah, I know you have to go. And then like 30 minutes later, you're just still talking to them. And then it's like, I kind of got to go. And they're like, yeah, don't worry. Like, no, I know you got to go, but just before you go. And then they're literally going to say like 2 or 3 things that you now have to talk about 10 more because it's like they know how to pace conversation. Don't think it's on accident. Like they're attached. Like they don't care. They realize that what you feel has to happen doesn't really have to happen. So it's like a real influence. Okay. Like the whole notion of water just like taking up your mind and just like telling you everything they want to tell you, it's not really that unnormal to Libra or Gemini, because they do it too, unless they have Earth and it's like there's a time and place. My time is valuable. This is not normal. Okay. And then let's not even talk about fire. Let's not even talk about fire. I mean, we already know fire is far from normal, and we need earth. We need earth so that we don't have wildfires. When you make a fire, you need to control that chaos. You need to put bricks around it. You need to put logs to light it. That's all earth. So this very limiting influence is going to very powerfully help you understand how to deal with cringiness and awkwardness. And it's not that when I say earth signs are the signs of awkwardness, earth signs aren't awkward. Earth signs are the normal ones that project what is awkward or not awkward. And then people feel that pressure. This is why fire signs clash so much with earth, because fire is not going to want to be limited by anything. I mean, just talk to a Virgo for one day and see how many times they talk about how awkward other people are, or talk to a Capricorn and just don't even stir it up. Like, listen to how a lot of their conversation is littered about how other people are weird and how other people are not normal. And I mean, most of the time, if not all of the time, they're not really lying, because they kind of hold this standard of what is stable and normal. What's the system? So it's kind of like bittersweet. You know what I mean? The reason why I had to start this off with cringiness and awkwardness is, once again, especially for those of you born 82, 81, 83, you know, this is going to force you in situations where you cannot really just put on this mask. People who they don't feel awkwardness, they have no masks. Like they don't really expect certain things to occur, or they're just so uninhibited and they're inept and they have no social conscious awareness. See, that thing that I said right now was channeled through me. I didn't want to say that inept social conscious awareness thing, but it's all good. I'm not going to snitch on my plugs anymore. But I just had to let you know that. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, once Saturn shifts into Capricorn, your experiences with others are going to become even more awkward. And now, the following is a Mars and Aries perspective. Disclaimer: my Mars and Aries is very savage. So remember, as a messenger and moving forward into 2018, I am a lightning sage. Okay. And as a lightning sage, my role is messenger. I could be a warrior that decides to be a messenger. I could be a healer that decides to be a messenger. I am a lightning sage right now, and I'm using my crafts to be a messenger. That being said, I am not necessarily like a law enforcer. I'm not these dudes on YouTube or on television talking about, this is my message, this is what it's supposed to be, you need to listen to everything I say. Everything that I'm telling you right now is my message from the divine. Like, I will vouch for that. As the peace dealer, I am your plug. Like, I have to now resituate who I really am. The peace dealer, I am your plug. I'm dealing you peace in the form of clarity. So I basically am trapping. I'm legally trapping, because I'm giving you something better than drugs. And the peace that I deliver is peace And in the form of information and truth, you are not going to get anywhere, which is what has maintained the exclusivity of this brand, because I'm opening myself up as a channel. So I'm just a messenger. This automatically means, oops, I gotta move this. This automatically means that what I say has to be taken with a grain of salt. And I'm a Gemini. So I'm not one of these cocky, arrogant Geminis. Yes, I am. I'm not one of these cocky, arrogant Geminis because my moon is in Capricorn and I know my place. And I know that what I'm telling you as a message is just my awareness as an open vessel. Majority of what I say to you is personally for you to listen with a grain of salt. You're not listening to me because I'm your God and everything that I say is gospel truth. I represent the truth, but no matter what my view on something is, I am just meant to tell you what I am telling you so that you can receive what I am telling you, and you can literally like take with it what you take with it. As such, there are things that I'm going to be telling you that will not literally be 100% as I say it, because I'm speaking to an audience that covers different archetypes, different cultures, different races, different genders, sexes. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I can only give such a broad message, which is why I'm so grateful for what I do. But once again, don't necessarily take it as absolute, as I love being a Gemini, since most of what I say, you guys are going to understand it more than I do. Now, I have that cat moon. So if you want understanding, I can channel the big homie. But just remember, like, moving forward, I do deal a piece for y'all, but I'm a messenger. I humble myself despite who I think I am in my head. I humble myself so that I can tell you and channel the relevant truth of what we're currently experiencing. Like if I was an Aquarius, we'd be talking about the future and progressions. I'd be giving you like 30-minute detailed videos, but I don't have Virgo in my chart. Some of you guys get readings from me and most people love it, but there's very few people who have Virgo in their chart or their earth signs and they expect more detail. And it's another earth sign energy, which is not wrong. Like detail is detail, but I specialize in relevant information and magic. I can give you a 7-minute report that sounds like I'm just saying things, but it will give you more relevant information than a 50-minute detailed report where the devil's in the details. And then you can be so focused on how things are supposed to work, you forget the message. This is something only Sagittariuses may understand or Pisces may understand. Not even Sagittarius. Some Sagittariuses don't get it too because they have the Scorpio 12. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's opening up a more abstract way of accepting information and helping you let go of expectation. Of course, I still need to be held accountable to as I have human limitations. But once again, you know what I'm saying? Like, be very mindful that this is actually something we take in part together. The receiving and giving of information and energy, and awkwardness is going to be a theme because this is a collective conscious. No one person is awkward. No one person is weird. No one person is strange. These are limiting words we use for people we don't know what to do with. And then we literally just decide that we're going to put them in a box because they don't want to fit in the context and structure of the box we put. When we say that someone isn't acting in a certain way that we think is fit for society, we say that that person is not normal. We say that that person is not fit because as a society, we've been brought into a system that fundamentally takes into account the scientific method, and it takes into account tests and controlled experiments with variables that we can manipulate factors. So we have a collective conscious society that's trying to treat humanity as if it's a controlled experiment and as if it can be put in a box when humanity is nowhere near that. You cannot just experiment and control on human beings and test them and try and gauge the rest of this. Is a dangerous assumption that makes us feel like everyone is the same, and so everyone deserves to be put in the same box, just like everyone should be able to get over a certain score on the SAT, because the way that we teach the SAT or the CAT or other standardized testings induced by systems that are brought about by who? The earth signs, which have to give a standard so that you don't just let anyone in, right? This is what's going to incorporate certain flawed, the whole notion of science is flawed. And that's to be expected, because no scientist will tell you that they have every single answer. But there's going to be a greater realization of systems that are flawed because of Pluto in Capricorn, and Saturn coming back here is ready to make changes. You are now going to see changes with some of you parents with your kids in standardized testings, because now they have to incorporate vision. Now they have to incorporate audio. Now kids can actually learn stuff through video, which makes it so easy for them to learn than sitting in class and writing notes, when they may not even be auditory learners. They may not even be visual learners. Maybe they have to experience it. This is where we're going to make huge shifts in our social conscious awareness, because a lot of people, majority of people, have and are still going through things that they don't know how to experience, and they cannot communicate to people because they don't want to be seen as weird. Well, let me tell you something. Uranus is squaring this influence. Pluto and Capricorn is what's destroying these systems. It's what's destroying these outdated views, so that when you see somebody who's just all feeling weird in public, and when you see somebody who can't necessarily feel comfortable, you know this person's an introvert. Hold on, let me try and be empathic towards him. This is gradual. It's only now that you can see someone like that, and instinctually people will be like, okay, he's introverted. Before, you'd be called weird, right? Because there's now a greater awareness to how when certain people go out in public, their energy gets drained because they're giving too much of their attention away, versus people who literally gain energy, extroverts, from being around other people. This greater psychological awareness is now, because let me tell you what's going to happen. Some of you are going to feel so liberated when you realize a certain behavior that you were taught was awkward and wrong is not only awkward, but some contemporary science journal proves how it's actually normal. And I'm trying to tell you, you don't want to wait until the contemporary science journal says it's normal. When Uranus is in Taurus and it's trining Pluto in Capricorn, this is when you're going to see concrete physical proof of a lot of the stuff you guys think you're crazy for. Now that it's squaring Aries, you have to be the one to be like, oh, actually, no, this isn't awkward. I'm standing in my power. That doesn't mean you're right, but no, I don't have to feel limited because I'm standing in my power. And it's going to, this is what's going to trigger that awkwardness. Okay. Because you have this limited system of control that is making you feel in a box, to where every single person watching this live stream right now has something that they feel weird, which is a subjective sensation. Love is real. Love is real. When you look at someone and that inner child in you just wants to open up and love, but then you have to, with your conscious mind, lie to yourself and be like, well, this person could be a thief. I don't trust this person. This person has to earn my respect, which is not a lie, but an application of wisdom because of the lying world we live in. as well as really having to practice discernment. That's not a natural state. Just because we have to do it and it's right doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. This is what I'm trying to say when I say, like, just because something is real doesn't mean it's true. This is why Virgo and Gemini clash all the time. Because Gemini will be like to Virgo, this is true. And then Virgo will be like, well, here are the facts. Like, this is what really happens. And then that's kind of like their tiff. Like, yeah, Gemini, that might be true, but this is what really happens. And that's the difference between the ideal and real. Sometimes Gemini has to teach Virgo that just because something is real doesn't mean it's true. For example, we are beings created and made of love. And I am under the personal belief that human beings are not born evil. You need to learn that. You need to grow up, be in an environment, and be influenced by people who lack integrity to become that. That is a learned behavior. So it is the truth that human beings are beings of love. But what really happens? We kill each other. We lie to each other. There's a huge majority of people who love each other, but this doesn't get broadcasted on the news. So when you think of humanity, all you're supposed to see is negativity all around you. But this is reality. This is the whole notion of that square of the gateways of the ideals in Pisces to reality and the opposite, because there's things here to fix, process, and change. So once again, a whole lot of you feeling awkward or feeling limited, because it's not what we're calling awkward is not awkward. It's just a feeling of limitation that now stems out even more. If any of you want to know social power dynamics, you need to study the psychology of awkwardness and cringeworthy moments, because this is also going to reflexively think about it. Whatever you hate in someone is what you don't like in yourself. When you see someone doing something awkward. And this is what Saturn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn is going to completely illuminate, where Saturn is going through a death too, and it's going to come into deeper sensitivity. When you see someone doing something awkward, it's not awkward at all. You are viewing that person doing something, you're putting yourself in their shoes, and now you're starting to simulate how you would feel if they did that. That's a projection, ladies and gentlemen. When you see somebody talking to someone else in a really weird way, the reason why it's weird to you is because you're looking in that person's eyes and seeing, I would feel weird if I did that. That just looks weird. That's a judgment. That's not the truth. That's a subjective judgment. And Saturn going into Capricorn is going to help give you power by the objectivity of realizing that, yes, the purpose of Earth is to make sure that if I light a fire, it does not burn everything around me, but also that it doesn't limit you as well. And this is what Earth signs appreciate about fire and air, because it frees them up. I don't care what anyone says. We need Earth. We need Earth. If I didn't have Earth, you wouldn't be watching me right now. If I just had fire and air, I would be a homeless bum on the street. Well, nah, if I had fire, I'd be successful too. But if I just had fire and air and water, I'd probably be homeless and not even care. I'd just be like, speaking my truth. It's the Earth. That's why I do this consistently. And I hold myself to a certain standard, and I'm ambitious to go to the top. So Earth is necessary. It's responsible for all the awkwardness that's here, because we've now created a false system of judging people based on our limited understanding before that now we're having to recalibrate. So I'm trying to say your way through evolving through awkward situations is by being awkward. Uranus and Aries is going to be awkward, and you're going to feel that with the Pluto and Cap, and you just have to be it just to, because once this trines, it's going to be a lot more smooth. So I have to say this now because as we're going into the road and as we're going into Saturn and Capricorn, you want to embrace your insecurities, like I said with Jupiter and Scorpio, but ask yourself with everything that you do what it is you can to maintain your greatest self. But if somebody was looking at you, if someone was interacting with the person that you are afraid to share yourself, how would they act? And I say this because a huge lie that we have told ourselves, and is only true because we've accepted it as a society, is that you have to put on a mask towards somebody that you speak to. Not that you can, because you decide whether to, but that you have to, that it's a necessity, that you have to hide the authentic you so that you can put on a mask so that you can manipulate how someone will react to you, or so that you could be accepted, which is so deeply subconscious that most of you don't go into situations like, oh my God, okay, I'm going to put on this mask. This person's going to talk to me, and I'm going to just put on this mask like I'm okay. I'm not going to let them know that 2 minutes ago I was crying because I almost lost my best friend in a car accident, and I have to put on this mask. And you have to remember, my friends, like synchronicities and events are destined to where if we were a community that opens up to each other and could trust each other and didn't betray each other's trust, you would see how things are aligned when you share what happened to you. And now that person's like, oh my God, like I was just going through something completely similar. And we think we have our 3D reasons for meeting when really the purpose for you meeting was for this emotional healing, because, you know, this person's spirit guides could not get over the fact that this dude's depressed. So they have to send them to someone who has a Mercury in their 12th house because they can only say things in a way. Like there's a whole nother layer to this galactic divine fate train while we are under here with free will. Because we do have free will. Like free will and predeterminism is totally possible at the same time if you think of yin and yang and duality. So it's just not how you would think. But once again, the reason why I'm saying the lie is that you feel like you have to have a mask is you still have an ascendant sign. And a lot of people just do this subconsciously. So having a personality and having a mask is not bad. All right. Some people have a character they have when they like they're themselves, but then when your sun sign is who you are. Your rising sign is who you are whenever you're ready to talk to somebody. Just in case you want a more simplistic view of your rising versus your sun. Your sun sign is who you're going to be when you're just aware of this present moment. And then your rising sign is who you are when you take this spirit and soul and you're ready to direct that towards someone else. Because what's opposite your AC? It's your DC. So as a Gemini sun, I'm just going to be in my head. It's in my first house. So I'm going to say stupid things because I just like to hear the sound of my voice. And I like to laugh at nothing because I'm a Gemini. But then when I talk to someone, you know what I'm saying? My Taurus rising is going to be like, okay, let me be stable because I don't want these people to feel like I'm just some psychopathic talkative person. Unless they're already a Gemini, then we're already talking like this. But even subconsciously, I'm going to project this Scorpio DC right? And then however I feel about what my sun does is my moon sign. So as a Capricorn moon, I'm going to feel like, oh my gosh, did I just think that right now? And I'm constantly in conflict, as opposed to, let's say, a Libra or a Sagittarius who has an Aquarius moon, right? And a Sagittarius rising. Their soul is not going to clash with their spirit. Everything that they're ready to wildly do, their moon is like giving them ideas like, yep, and you could do this too, and you could do this too. That's why yin yang apprentices are conflicted souls, because it's like everything your sun wants to do, your moon's like, nope. Everything your moon wants to do, your sun's like, that's trash. Nope, I don't want to do it. And it's like your rising sign can also get in that dynamic too. Does your rising sign take your moon side? Does it take your sun sign? Are they all united? Certain facets between the congruence of getting through these dynamics will let you know how to deal with your own inner awkwardness, because you have Earth in your chart and you have your own inner system and rules, which Pluto and Capricorn is making your inner system too. So you're going to have to really embrace this. First, like, I'm not going to lie, all my life, I've been a awkward, weird dude. Now, I have a North Node in Aquarius and my MC in Aquarius and my rising is Taurus. So if you ask me if I'm weird and cringy and awkward, no, I think I'm a cool ass dude. I think I'm really cool. Even though I've done some stuff that are weird, I'm just so stubborn. I can't admit that I may have been weird. I think I'm cool. You call it weird, I call it cool. We just gonna have to agree to disagree. Like Taurus, Aquarius are so stubborn. It's like, well, if that's weird, then weird is cool. And I rock with it, because who are you to judge, right? But then again, you gotta put yourself in other people's shoes. It is what it is. You can't blame people for being somewhat honest. So screw that regardless. A peace dealer ain't no weirdo. But I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Like, there's certain things that I've done that have been different. I really was that kid in high school, 2008, 2007, 17, 2008 in East Brunswick High School, and then even subsequently running across the hall with my big ass backpack on, because I was that nerd that just put all his books in his backpack instead of putting some in their locker. And I would run, like they knew me as that kid that would just be running Naruto style, which I never even saw. Naruto wasn't even out. And I was still running Naruto style through the hallways. And people would be like, "What? Who is this kid?" I was the dude wearing hoodies with just the hoodie on my head and not on my arm. And I was so oblivious to it. I had no idea I was weird. I thought it was normal, like straight up. I was that little boy. When I first went to public school, this one cool dude had met, we had a connection. His name was Justin. I was in 8th grade, first time I was in public school. I was waiting for this dude to come outside, and he came out, and then I immediately grabbed his hand and I walked. I was like, I was waiting for you so long. This dude is a black dude too. He just immediately stopped. He's like, whoa, 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 hold on. First of all, don't you ever grab my hand like that, like we a couple in public. Like, he put me on game. I didn't know any of this was, I wasn't trying to be romantic. I was just being weird, I guess. And I'm not even gonna say he was wrong for saying that. Like, I'm glad I learned that. This is just certain society configurations and shifts. You know what I'm saying? This is the same dude who actually taught me how to have style, because before I went to East Brunswick, like, he taught me how to like wear white, you know, the right shoes. Before, you know what I'm saying, I would just straight up go to school wearing a red shirt and yellow pants or like a purple shirt. Like he was all telling me you don't match at all. And I was just scratching my head with what is matching clothes? Like what, that's a thing? Like I was in 7th grade. Mind you, my younger sisters always had style. My mom and dad had a sense of style. So it clearly was just something wrong with me. Like I'm talking about I'm in 8th grade. Like I have no, and first time public school, this dude's talking to me about matching clothes. And I'm like, that's a thing? Like you actually match clothes to like look stylish? Like he was all trying to put me on game. I had no clue. Plus I didn't even care. Like I was just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like I always felt okay, you know what I mean? Like stop. See, little did I know it's because I have no Libra in my chart. And I have no Virgo. So this is literally the part in your chart that's going to put the polish on the raw essence and presentation and perfect. So I personally just feel like wearing clothes is just something you have to do because if you're naked, it's illegal and you just wear clothes because you don't want to be hot. I didn't know. My younger sister is a Libra rising. So she'll talk to me like, you basic older brother. Style is the communication of yourself. Like a person's style is how you present yourself and and it's true. It's actually true if you think about it. Cause I really give a damn less. I'm a Taurus rising. I just wear stuff cause it's comfortable and I know I look beautiful in it anyway, kind of low key. That's why I don't mind look like. I really just feel like, you know what I'm saying? So these are small idiosyncrasies where people are now starting to find their communities. You're starting to see the nerds connect with the nerds online. You're starting to see the jocks connect with the jocks online, which is so like hilarious because you see this predominance of people wanting things to be real and people kind of shunning this whole, you know, millennial internet revolution when they're also online complaining about these issues. And when we're shifting and transitioning into a whole new revolution, of course, it's important to keep in mind that there has to be balance and there are so much people losing touch with reality. But what no one wants to talk about is that people are not stupid like people try and get on their social media platforms and say, oh my God, people are not just escaping on the internet because they have no touch with reality. People are escaping to the internet because they go to their real life and there's no one they can connect you to. Anyone who's addicted to the internet does so because they can connect with other people who understand them. When they have real people in their life who they try to do the real thing with and they're not able to, and not everyone is social. Not everyone has Libra in their chart. Not everyone has Aries or Leo or Sagittarius to where they can literally go out and develop social skills. Not everyone's even meant for that. So you need to stop listening to people who make you feel guilty for developing this consciousness, whether it's online or whether it is in real life. Make sure you have that balance because it's going to, you know what I'm saying? But this whole notion that the internet is taking away people's consciousness, it's the future. These are just old people who cannot get with the program. There are psychological addictions, and there are also addictions that are no different than cigarette addictions. It's not the internet that's the fault. It's the obsessive compulsive behavior in the person. So remember, know that the internet is literally one of the greatest things ever. Even the people playing themselves and acting like they can be whoever they want to be on social media is a documented piece of them playing themselves. Where karma is so real, you're going to see that years later and be like, oh, wow, I probably shouldn't have like said that. And so you have a lot of people who are private for obvious reasons, but you're going to find this is not going to be the trend because the universe wants people to come out in public and share themselves with the world. The one thing that most people for wise reasons shouldn't do because most people are not meant to be trusted. But this is that clash between what your mind logically wants wants to do and the irrationality that is pulling all of us to connect together before our egos and minds divide us together. Not because the egos or minds are bad, because the egos and minds are being distorted by negative intent. So the whole notion of those of you who feel restricted, for someone like me, I'm like sub-ruled by Uranus. So like I'm just out of this world. Like I'm not normal. I'm the alien that's looking for a partner who's grounded in this world, who can just be like, that's why I love chilling with Libra. Anytime I chill with a Libra, especially like a Libra dude, it's like I'm on the set of Mean Girls when like they walked through the tables and they're like, that's the jock table right there, that's the table with these guys, they do this. Like my Libra, any Libra I chill with, they can instantly see like I'm a fob, this African dude who doesn't know the ways of the land. Even though when I go to Nigeria or Africa, they treat me the same way, that I'm the weird American who doesn't know about his culture. So it's like no matter where I go, I'm an outsider. And that's Uranus. Like it's not, that's normal. That's because I'm Uranian. Like I'm representing something different. So I have to be different. So this transit for any of you Aquarian ruled, Uranian ruled, this is going to be a breath of fresh air, because it's like you're going to feel that, but you're used to it. For those of you who are not used to this, for those of you who are very easily limited by social anxiety, this is going to be the death of you, because that part of you needs to die. And once it dies, it's like getting a shot and you get embarrassed and it's like, oh, it's not that bad. So I'm just letting you know that right now. Like this is the home stretch and moving into the season of you just completely getting embarrassed. Some of you are going to manifest complete embarrassment just so you can see that what you were fearing was nothing to be feared at all. And this is meant to be liberating. Some of you can take this and still make it debilitating, and you don't want to. All right, so just keep that in mind. Once again, as we step forward into this final shift of energy, you're going to be in a very profound position to feel, now that Saturn is 29 degrees Sagittarius, a greater level of understanding of where you're ready to move into. The degree for Sagittarius 29 is the ritual slaughtering of a lamb. It is so hard to give up your fondest notions. It is so testing and trying to be asked by universal spirit to surrender your privileges, to renounce your claim upon your own life. And it is even an extreme act of self-transcendence to come to terms with the position you find yourself in as it really is. Ego busting comes as a rude shock, even when the time is at hand to leap beyond your own shadow. The very idea draws out to the surface every resistance imaginable. The mind goes crazy with this edge. If only you could control it, manipulate it, relativize it. But excruciating self-awareness accompanies this edge in particular. No sentimentality towards your own excuses and reasons. For you are at the point where there is no place to hide and nothing to do except surrender gracefully, when you have exhausted every other option and found them to be null and void, which once again is very important to really signify, because as we step into this next chapter, we're going to have the new moon at the end of the week. And at the new moon at the end of the week, this is where the vision comes through, the gateway opens, and everyone who's meant to be relevant in your life hops into this gateway. Up until now, everyone's been coming in your field. Now they're just going to randomly come because of the Uranus influence, which will make this unexpected. As such, make sure you get this new moon in Sagittarius webinar. The value of this is the intentional ceremonies we're going to do to establish your vision and to release anything that may doubt the truth you're ready to speak. Let me give you an analogy before I get into the cards that I feel will really, really, really help you understand this in a much more appropriate way. We were in a filler season. So a lot of you are dealing with spirit guides who understand the program director and the program of your life while having to make you feel like you're not in a filler episode. So from 2010 to 2017, a lot of you were feeling like you're meant to do the canon, the main theme of your life, not this filler stuff. And what the filler episode arc meant to do was to help you understand what it is that you want, what it is that your dream is, what it is that you want to accomplish with other people. And so what you did is you built up this Trojan horse. You built and created this vision in your life, and you've built and created a whole lot of what you wanted, and you were put in situations where you were trying to walk away from it, but the universe is like, no, you still need to be fixed on this, because this person is making you deal with certain stuff. This situation that you're in is making you deal with certain stuff, and until you've dealt with it, it's not over yet. Okay, now we're 29 degrees Sagittarius. So this vision that you've had, you have to surrender it. This thing that you desire, this way that you've seen yourself, you need to let it go. You need to surrender it, because all of that was just to give you a vision and an idea. So now you're giving that up to the universe, and this is going to bring a vibrational match that's better than what you've envisioned. But you can't hold on to it because it's time to let it go. And it represented a part of your life that's not central to your main plot. And it doesn't matter, because you can try and hold on to it, but it's going to dissipate into nothingness because it never truly really existed in a way that you felt. But you have to understand, though, Saturn was squaring Neptune in Pisces. So you were deliberately deceived to make it feel like it was real. You had to, in this mutable season, contemplate two opposing realities. Two opposing realities. That means they're both real. One is physical and the other exists. So now you're getting ready to let go of both, because you're focused on what you're ready to really move forward with. And just know this is going to manifest really quickly, the vibrational match. But this is going to have much to do with the ego death of letting go of everything that you thought you knew and how things were supposed to happen. In this home stretch, the lesson here is perseverance, and don't give up now, because you're already so close that you're ready to move forward into victory, all by you making it through this last degree of energy. And then everything's just going to move forward, because right now we're in a place where everyone's loaded in their seats, and the roller coaster of your entire life is about to move. And this is amazing, because this isn't the first roller coaster ride. So you're getting on this ride like, oh my God, that last roller coaster was amazing. This is about to be even more fun. And once Saturn, all right, so Saturn 29 degrees is now at the tip. And once Saturn goes 0 degrees, it's ready to... So it's going to be a wild ride. Even though this isn't Earth, Pluto's involved. So the roller coaster is going to be a little bit creaky, and you may not know if you'll lose your life or not, but it's still going to be exhilarating. It's not going to be a wild, twisty, turny ride, but it's still going to be a functional ride. And definitely know that we'll also go over the first quarter square with the moon in Aries and the full moon cycle in the new moon in Sag, so that we can shift into the prelude to this lunar eclipse. I have a discount code on all my readings besides the webinar. And you, of course, will be able to use the code Saturn to gain 20% off of all the products that I have and readings in the store. So once again, Saturn with all caps. It's a code you could use for the weekend just so you can gain definitely a lot more. So for those of you who definitely be interested in a love reading or a live, you could totally use that code. All right. So yeah, let me pull the tarot cards for each of the signs and the risings, and then I'll get to the super chat. Just really embrace the need to be authentic to you no matter how weird it feels. Don't let something feeling weird or strange stop you from doing something you know you have to do or want to do. Don't do it. The reason why you want to not do something moving forward is because it's out of the integrity of your heart and not because you feel weird. So if you don't want to do something because you feel it's fake or because you feel it's not authentic to you, then you shouldn't do it. But if you don't want to do something because you feel it's weird or it's strange, you should probably do it. Okay. So Aries moon, Aries rising, the cards I draw will manifest for you within 12 to 24 hours. We have the Star card. The Star card is speaking about you really gaining a lot of hope and clarity. Look over the next 12 hours or less to literally come into an instant manifestation of certain dreams that you've been wanting to feel blissful in. And the Star card is speaking of a wow. That's your initial reaction. So congrats. Taurus moon, Taurus rising. We have the Knight of Swords. So within the next 12 hours, you're going to make an important decision that's going to also lead to an unexpected shift. It's going to be a rushing influence where you're quickly incited with relevant information to make a quick decision. So just make sure you respond truthfully with what you truly believe. All right, Gemini rising, Gemini moon, which is the Knight of Swords, by the way. So Taurus, this could be a Gemini that comes through. Gemini, the card we have for you. Oh my God, what the hell? So we have the Seven of Swords. And guess who the Seven of Swords is running from? The Gemini card. So Gemini, since this is you, the Knight of Swords, this is talking, hopefully this ain't a Taurus, right? Because for Taurus, we have this individual coming towards you. And then for Gemini, we have the Seven of Swords. I think you're going to find out about how someone has been like checking up on you or spying on you, and you're going to confront them, Gemini. So that's really interesting. Or you yourself will be confronted if you have been doing such. So a lot of juicy tea already. Cancer rising, Cancer moon. We have the Tower card, which is really involved a lot. The Tower card is definitely speaking of unexpected influences shaking up and causing upheaval that you have to deal with. This could be a good or bad thing, but over the next 12 hours, it's just going to be like chaos for a little bit. Leo moon, Leo rising. We have the World card. Go on with your damn self. So y'all are just going to gain a lot of successful news. What's going to happen for you is there's going to be two elements in your world that brings everything together, and you're going to feel complete and ready to move on to that next level. Virgo moon, Virgo rising. We have the Four of Wands. This is saying celebration. It's saying accomplishments and penetration. And it's going to be happy and all right. And you're going to be in a very amazing mood to very much so enjoy the gratitude you are investing in. Okay, Libra, Libra rising, Libra moon, we have the same thing for you too. You're going to really have some great news that makes you happy and really wants you to celebrate. In your case, Libra, I think you might be invited to a party and really good things are going to happen in that party. Okay. Scorpio, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. We have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is talking about a shift in your luck. I think a lot of you, no. Some of you may be down on your luck or feeling down on your luck. And the Wheel of Fortune is just talking to that one right person who just literally turns things around for you. So look to a complete 180 to a bad situation within the next 12 hours out of sheer luck. Right place, right time. Shine, because Jupiter's in your chart, so you need to push your luck because you got it like that right now. And Sagittarius, Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius rising. By the way, Gemini, for the Seven of Swords, I get the sense that someone is using someone else to spy on you. Like someone isn't spying on you, but someone is using someone else to gain information. So keep that in mind because you're about to find out who that is. Sagittarius, we have the star. So similar to Aries, Sag rising, Sag moon, and Sag, this is definitely speaking to very grand realization and recognition. In both the case of Aries and Sag, this is also soulmate and twin flame recognition that you're going to experience too, which is super awesome. So congratulations. Capricorn, Capricorn rising, Capricorn moon, we have the Two of Cups. So over the next 12 hours, there's going to be a very deep emotional connection to where you and someone who's very close to your soul are going to establish an emotional connection that's mutual and will really help you rest assured that this is genuine. So congratulations. Aquarius, Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising. We have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is definitely speaking of having to go through a bit of struggle right now. It's kind of really saying over the next 12 hours, you have to compensate and cope with a lack of what may have not been compensated for. And don't necessarily let it get you down. I hate pulling this card. It's just not really cool. So don't be put off by any rejection too. It just is what it is. Just kind of keep a good attitude through this. And Pisces, Pisces moon, Pisces rising, we have the Justice card. So make sure you're on the right side of karma because this sword is ready to swing quite profoundly as well. And you could be that Pisces having the T. You're going to be aware of instant karma that's happening to others before others are aware. So just make sure you're on the right side of karma because a whole lot's going to like balance for you. In fact, Pisces, what's happening is the universe is going to press instant balance, no jutsu on your life. So anything that's not in balance is just going to, whoosh, whether it has the Tower card, it's not going to be in a very like, it's not going to be in a very like smooth way. Okay. Blue moon rising. Okay, actually, I'm going to draw one more card for everyone. Before I go into the super chat, this card's for everyone, just in case you're not able to donate. I still got you. The card that I have for you is the same card that I have for Taurus. And yeah, interestingly enough, let's expand on this because this is talking about an encounter right here. Looks like everyone has some kind of mental anxiety and there's just a miscommunication. Okay. So this is going to come to a head where you have to go through the challenge and you have to go through. Some of you are avoiding the conflict because you know if you talk to a certain person, it's just going to blow up. And it's like, that's exactly what you have to do. Like you have to go through the conflict. You have to go through the shouting or whatever, just so you can get the resolution and you can actually get past your karma. All right. So thank you guys once again for tuning in. I'm going to draw one more. because I want to end on a positive note. Got the King of Cups. So, I mean, it's speaking to compassion, but yeah, I do got to turn up. We have the Sun, but I feel like that's a cop-out at this point. So, yeah, just be mindful. Anyone who kind of gets at you over the next 12 hours antagonistically, don't back down. Like, just hold space. If they need to catch a fade, do what you can. Mars and Aries advice. Blue Moon Rising. Thank you for the donation. We have the Six of Cups. You're going to experience an important soulmate encounter that will make you feel much like your inner child again and really restore your soul, unless you already know this person. So that's great. The Six of Cups we pulled. Love Goddess. We have the Knight of Swords. So this is once again implementing that whole conflict of certain people who might rush to conclusions when it comes to you. So you might have to rectify and put this person in their place. Moon Bay, channel twin flame message. The channel, oh my God, Moon Bay. I got the Justice card. So the channeled twin flame message that I actually have for you is speaking on you having to be aware that there's karma realigning and balancing for you to put into motion a lot that was blocked. So once this Justice card is put into effect, everything that's blocked is just going to finally flow smoothly because it's finally establishing that next level of karma, really. But it's finally complementing. But I mean, sheesh, Justice again. Damn. Nika, we have the Star card. So only advice I have for you is to really keep focused on your dreams. Nicki, I just saw a Nicki Minaj video earlier, and she's just saying you can never give up on your dreams. She didn't know she would be, getting an award and end up being one of the hottest artists, whether male or female. So don't ever give up on your dreams. And just like she said, don't ever let anyone tell you that you cannot be what you want to be, because it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Island Vibes 305. We have the World card. Go on with your bad self. Come on down. It's saying this is, and 3 times is a charm, Moonbay. Island Vibes 305. This is saying the world is in your fingertips. You're going to clutch success on something you've been working hard for. You're finally reaching the feeling of being successful. So congratulations. Lilac Ocean. We have the 3 of Pentacles, which is saying that you want to incorporate a healthy amount of teamwork in what you do, because you're going to find people come together to definitely help you put into manifestation a lot of your plans. Very awesome. Quantum Vibes, thanks for the donation. We have the World card as well. So it's great that you're embracing surrender, because this surrender is going to definitely meet with, once again, a powerful level of completion that you'll already gain success. Svetlexia, will Natalie Virgo Sun upload on YouTube again? We have the Queen of Pentacles, which is the Capricorn Sun. So yes. Oops. The answer to that question is yes. But the Queen of Pentacles is saying in Capricorn season, she's going to feel like she needs to organize. And when she feels organized, then she's going to go for it. Nicole White, the card that I have for you is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is saying you must remain objective, because you're going to have people coming at you to try and manipulate you through their emotions. And you're just going to be like, I don't care. This is the truth. And you're going to see someone who reflects that drop mad knowledge on you. Nasheed Waters. We have the 6 of Wands. You need to embrace your confidence, Nasheed. There are people who look at you like a leader because you are a leader. and you're also going to gain praise for work you've done. So this is going to be really awesome as you're able to inspire others. Azuri, thanks for the donation. We have the world card for you too. Saturn is leaving my sign. Well, get this, Azuri. Saturn isn't just leaving your sign. It's going to give you a lot of success. Saturn's going to be like, you learned a lot from me. So here, I'm going to give you this gift of completion. With great power comes great responsibility, though. Kier Stone, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is great because there's a lot of wealth that may come through future inheritance that you're tapping into your tradition. I also got the 4 of Pentacles and the Star. So you're going to step into a greater level of financial security that is going to really set you up for life. So congratulations, Chad Taylor. Damn, Chad. These 2 cards fell out. Why do magical stuff happen with Sagittarius? What the hell? We have the 4 of Pentacles, and then this is talking about you by your own efforts. You're going to, whatever you're working on, Chad, is going to lead to a lot of popularity and praise and money. So don't give up on it, basically. The Chick P83. The card that we have for you is the Star. So this is definitely saying we all get good cards within the next 20. God damn. The Star card is definitely talking about, ooh, my hand split. Okay, the Chick P83, it's saying your dreams are coming true. But right now, we have the 7 of Cups. So you may feel like it's too good to be true. The Chick P83, whatever you feel is too good to be true is looking back at you like, oh, if only you knew how real I'm about to be in your life. So keep that dream alive because you're there, okay? Jameson Ryan, your girl needs major help with this soulmate. We have the 10 of Wands, my friend. So make sure you're not doing too much work. When I get the 10 of Wands, usually that's going to indicate that one person is doing too much and the other person is doing nothing. And if that's you a queen, make sure you back off and make sure it's not that you're doing too much. Just make sure it's not one-sided because you or both with the Saturn and Sagittarius might be too busy. Once this shifts, you're going to have more time for each other. Ein F, we have the 2 of Cups. So if you're single, Ein, you're not going to be single much longer. And this is saying you're going to connect with someone and form a very grounded relationship, but definitely embrace your soulmate because this is going to be really satisfying. Megan Kelly Gaynor, thank you so much for the donation. We have the 2 of Cups for you too. So this is saying a very new relationship that could be with someone you know or someone new, but a relationship that's going to take your souls and link them together so you connect on a very deep level, okay? That's going to be very positive. Nancy Solorio, relationship being my 10th flame. I said hi to him. Yay! Everybody clap for Nancy. This is a huge step. He now knows you exist personally. So Nancy, we have the King of Swords, ironically. And the 3 of Cups. So my intuition was correct with the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like the King of Swords is saying, don't be put off by his objective nature. If you try and talk to him and he's all like extra detached and cold, the King of Swords is just saying that's just how he is. He's not necessarily too over emotional. So it may seem like he doesn't care, but the 3 of Cups is saying there's a friendship connection there. Like this is someone who would actually genuinely like you. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying fate is on your side. You just need destiny to shift. Don't be put off by the more detached demeanor. That's just his objective way of being, which it's going to complement with you regardless. Jennifer, job situation. We have the Knight of Swords. So your job situation is going to involve a very radical shifting and decision where you might have to take a risk. There's certain things about your job you might have to speak up for. So if certain demands aren't made, you might have to jump ship. But it's not necessarily bad. You just kind of have to think outside the box when it comes with your job, because the Knight of Swords is going to talk about stuff they don't like working for. So it's saying it's okay to speak up. Karen Joe, will my finances improve? We have the Knight of Pentacles. This is a definite yes. Your finances are going to improve under the condition that you're reliable, you're dependable, and you stay consistent with what you do. You do that, it's not only going to improve, it's going to be stable. So that's a huge, I love playing that card for finances. El Jacko 2, we have the Eight of Cups. You are this close to achieving a lot of what you've deeply desired, especially soulmate connection. But right now, you need to walk away from certain energies that are distracting you from what is seeking you. Okay, which is what you're seeking. Aliana C, we have the King of Swords. So this is definitely someone in your life who has very strong feelings for you, but the way that they express their feelings is through logic. Like, they have strong feelings, but they'll never admit to themselves they have strong feelings because it's not masculine to them. Like, they feel like they have to express their love in different ways. So this person might be very difficult to you right now. You need to have patience with this person because they're coming across cross antagonistic, but they actually like you. You guys just speak different languages. So just be patient with this person, because this person really does care about you. You're just kind of teaching them not to be so closed off with their feelings. So they're going to look like, oh, they could care less about you, but they care about you a lot. They're just kind of dealing with this whole masculine machismo thing that he doesn't need to embrace. Lisa, Ben, the card that I have for you is the Hangman. The Hangman is definitely speaking of you being put in a position to surrender and just let go, which I think you've embraced. So it's saying the surrendering you're doing is working, and just to allow this next phase to allow you to give you clarity because you're letting things occur. Goddess Adorned, the next steps in your journey with the Star card are to embrace the realization of your dreams. Look to a twin flame recognition to electrify your light and life as well, to where you know, and this person is aware, and there's a lot of renewal that's going to be in the next step. So this is great. I love this star. It's awesome. Sammy S, we have the High Priestess, the 2 card. Think about what you donated, because this is the card of synchronicities. And the High Priestess is saying, the peace dealer, you need to tell Sammy that I keep on talking to her, but even though I'm probably like the most powerful intuition ever, she don't want to listen to me. She wants to wait until there's confirmation. The peace dealer, could you let her know that she's more psychic than most of these people around her, and she can rely on me? Because you're in a position where it's dangerous to rely on your intuition, but I'm gonna let you know you totally can. Like, you're on point. You're the real deal, Sammy. And I think you've been around people who've not really shown you that. So you can trust yourself. It's totally cool. Kiyu Mad Kick. Appreciate you, man. We do have the Tower. My favorite Gemini mode is the drunk one. Ha ha ha. That's what it do. We have the Tower card. So the Tower card is definitely speaking of an unexpected upheaval, but for you, man, I literally see it as like something unexpected happening that takes away any spiritual attack towards you. Like, I see like a vision of people trying to come and hurt you, and then a lightning strikes and they all get disbanded, and everything that was blocked now opens up stuff that you were meant to have, and it all comes in. Daniela F, what do I need to know for Saturn and Cap? We have the Tower card too. So in your case, Daniela, especially because this is a 12th house transit, there's going to be things that were blocking you that you were completely blind to and you didn't know. And the Tower card's going to completely blah. All right. 100% cut it off. All right. And once it cuts it off, you'll be in a position to finally see what's been stopping you and help with that. So it's going to be clearing for you, even though it'll seem chaotic. Svetlexia, is the Cancer and Taurus relationships toxic? I have the Lovers card, so it's actually genuine. It looks like they're actually soulmates or twin flames, which is quite interesting. Janine Parker, the Scorpio you're interested in. We have the Justice card, so both of you do have karma together. It's just more speaking of you're both in a position where you have to learn how to balance each other out and teach each other the right boundaries for now. But make sure that above all, you keep first and foremost the fairness. So because Scorpio can be a bit messy, and Sagittarius too, if the energies aren't bound. But once that's in place, you're straight. Oops. The Lovers is also a twin flame card. Molly Black and Blue, my health trajectory leaving 2017 and going into 2018. We have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is being very well in tune with your health, and you want to incorporate holistic and unconventional methods to work on your health. But it's saying that in order to work on your health, you want to go away from conventional methods and focus more on Tai Chi, focus more on breathing, focus more on deep emotional methods, because that'll directly help your health. KB Shang, we got the Tower card. The Tower card is definitely speaking of unexpected upheaval, shaking up your life so that you can adapt. You're going to adapt. Other people around you may not adapt. So just keep that in mind, but you'll be okay. Just be prepared for things to shift. Miss Kiki, we have the Queen of Cups, and this is saying like attracting a Cancer girlfriend who is on your... Never mind. Oh, okay. You getting a reading, Miss Kiki. I got the Queen of Cups, and then I got the King of Cups. So this is saying a very soothing soulmate emotional reunion or union that you and this person feel so strongly. However, this is rectifying a broken heart, and this broken heart is going to lead to reunion. So the soothing reunion was held back because of someone coping with something they had to let go, and now they let go and you can finally connect. Raven Star, we have the King of Swords, which is Aquarius. So as a Libra, you want to use your abilities to express creatively what you do as knowledge and what you know as knowledge. You want to be objective. You express your abilities by not giving away your thoughts and being the source of knowledge that you can give advice for. The King of Swords gives people legal advice or just very logical advice. So the more objective you are and the more decisive you can become, the better. Pazia Woods, we have the Tower. Everyone's getting a Tower. Goddamn. The Tower for you, of course, is speaking of having to deal with an unexpected striking of events that is going to expose certain people who are lying to you, but they're trying to hide behind, certain shadows. This is going to let you know who's who, and you want to adapt as quickly as possible. Keha Hayes Mason, thank you for the donation. We have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is asking you to be very compassionate about your feelings and not necessarily discount them just because they may be deeper than most. And you'll definitely find that the more patient you are in understanding the psychological nature of what causes people to act, the more you'll understand. Lonnie Andrea, this could also be someone that comes into your life that represents this. Lonnie Andrea, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is asking you to embrace your intuition. You're going to see synchronicities, and the first thing you think or feel when you see that synchronicity is your intuition saying that it's right. Don't question it, just trust it, and more will come to light appropriately. Sure. Jaws Ravenel, we have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is speaking of your discipline, leading you to a greater sense of financial abundance and independence. That's going to be very positive and fruitful for you. Raven Star, I have the Justice card. So how you're going to use your abilities to help people is the exact same thing as the King of Swords. So this is the same theme. You see how your sword is up? You're going to use your powers to make sure people are being treated fairly. And because you're so intelligent, whenever you see someone that's not being treated with integrity, you're going to rectify it and call it out. You're like King Solomon, where people can come to you and tell you two different stories, and you know who's lying, and you know who's telling the truth, and you know what to do. All right, so great question. I love how the same card came up in two different ways. Sabina, you want to get into law too, Raven, because you're very intelligent. Sabina Suryanaya, we have the Four of Pentacles. Cha-ching! You're going to come up on some cash. You want to save that money and enjoy this increased level of financial stability. Pantherina, card to help deal with this Sag. Why is everyone having problems with Sagittarius? Everyone wants to know to deal with the Sagittarius. I can't blame you. That was me like 2012, 2013. But the card I have for you is Justice. In order to deal with the Sag, you have to make sure that every way you're treating the Sagittarius is fair. And then make sure every way the Sagittarius is treating you is fair. Write a list of your boundaries of how you want people to treat you, and make sure you're not crossing each other's boundaries, and that will balance things. Once things are balanced, you can take things further. The Wicked 2K8, should I leave my job? The Tower card is saying you just want to make a decision that's fair to you. So don't make a decision that's emotionally ruled about feeling whether you'll be stable or not. Make a decision that's logical. Do you logically feel like you're better off in this job? If so, go for it. Okay. If not, don't worry about finding a better one. Just really flow with how you're kind of allowing yourself to embrace much of this. Sarah Ridley, we have the Lovers card. So I don't know about moving, but loving. Actually, the Lovers card could lead to a move. This could be someone who not only helps you move, but through connecting with this person, you're able to find a property because he or she knows somebody. All right. Ellie Rising, you need to know that you just need to surrender. Everything that you've needed to do, you've done. All you have to do is just let go and let life happen. Everything else is set in place. Maitreya, congratulations on being a mama. We have the Tower, which is once again the upheaval of really having to balance and deal with new life coming, and also dealing with everything changing as you're realizing who your real friends are, because you're now seeing who really cares about you. So this is going to lead to a lot of amazingness. Just adapt, just to kind of allow things to shift. Don't everyone else is going to be surprised. Don't be surprised. Just peep game, because your Scorpio moon's on it. Shannon, we have the Death card. The Death card is talking about let it all fade away. The Death card is talking about let it all die. Actually, it's just talking about really shedding the last part of your limits that got in the way. So now you really will kill people who try and talk to you all weird. To be or not to be. We have the Hierophant card. So the Hierophant card is saying to embrace tradition and conventional knowledge, because it's actually going to help you instead of hurt you. And you need to integrate a lot of what you've learned and practice what you preach, because it's going to totally open so many doors for you. There's a technique that you know how to do that you haven't necessarily practiced. And once you do, it's just going to be like, oh, I feel like that's a message to me too. So I totally feel you on it. Unique Heartbeat 93, we have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is talking about great celebration over the next 12 hours that you're going to really be able to incorporate and feel very happy. You're going to feel unique heartbeats that you're finally appreciated for being you, and people are enjoying you, and it's going to feel really awesome. Margaret, we have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is actually really speaking of sitting deep with your feelings. You may find this Queen of Cups is a lady who is very compassionate with you and helps you feel this out. Because what you need right now, Margaret, is someone who's willing to listen to your feelings, not judge you, not try and correct you when you say things. You just need someone to listen to the feelings that don't make sense and just kind of help empathize. And the Queen of Cups is going to be someone that you can do this with, while you also develop qualities to do this on your own. Molly Black and Blue, we have the King of Cups. So stand in your truth and cut off toxic people. But Molly, this is saying certain people are going to try and come back in your life, and use discernment, because some people aren't toxic. They're just in a toxic place at the moment. And your compassion and patience is going to be what makes you one of the few people who believed in them when no one else did. So stand your truth and cut out toxic people, and just make sure that you don't cut off to people too quickly. Have a bit of compassion and discernment. Jenny Hong, we have the Tower. Jenny Wang, the Tower is talking about you being in a very amazing position to adapt from the very, 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 very unexpected shift of events that will very powerfully change the way you actually look at things. It's not that anything's going to change in your life. This unexpected thing for you is going to be a perception switch where it's like, oh, so it's going to be actually pretty exciting, but just kind of adapt to what you can. Sequoia, thanks for the donation. We got the Justice card. The Justice card is definitely speaking of make sure the decisions you take are logically ruled and fair to everyone involved, so that whatever you decide to do, no one feels slighted, because some people are going to try and be petty, but it's a good decision you're going to make. So just make sure everyone you care about, it's fair for them. Sharon Andrea, reunion, what message for this new moon? Reunion, how soon? We have the star. The message is, don't forget, the star is Aquarius. So all you need to do is just continue to believe that this dream of yours is very so much real, and you carry this energy. So you power this faith, and it's not really faith, it's just the knowing that what is meant for you cannot be gone. But the star is very positive. It's more than reunion. It's your wildest dreams finally coming to fruition, despite this psychic attack, despite the interference, and despite the effort. L rising, life career path. We have the star card too. When I do the life career path card, I got the star card. It's talking about your vocation, your dream job. This is my vocation, the star, right? So it's saying that your career path is something you've been dreaming of doing. You want to embrace your dream job, and it doesn't matter where you start. It's going to be something you will most definitely be successful in. So celebrate to that, knowing that no matter where you start, what your dream job is, it will be successful. Okay. Stephanie Todman, we have for you, I had the Knight of Swords and I had the Queen of Swords, but I want to make sure the Knight of Swords came out again. So the Knight of Swords is definitely speaking of you having to make a quick decision, and you have to be just led more by the conviction in your heart and your truth. The Knight of Swords is saying when the opportunity presents itself, speak your truth, even if it seems antagonistic, even if it doesn't necessarily seem true or right. And no matter how harsh it seems, speak it. It's gonna work. If you have to clap back at someone. Heidi, thank you for the donation. We have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is talking about a very exciting, passionate opportunity that's just going to really make your Aries moon so excited. And you want to move forward to really put into implementation anything that you can to take advantage of such, actually. Jazzy Q, we have the Justice card for you. The Justice card is saying you want to be very objective and don't make any decisions that are based just off of your emotions or feelings. Think very literally or logically about this situation, and make sure you're being fair, and make sure you're also being treated fair. Sierra Lewis, we have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is saying you're going to really come into increased finances, and this is going to shift your attitude on what you're willing to save, and also, gain more structure in. Very positive. Scorpio Queen, we have the Temperance card. So Scorpio Queen is saying that you need to have moderation. You don't want to really be a penny pincher, but of course you don't want to spend too much. So it's saying good management on your finances is coming in. You're going to implement this, and this will come by coming into moderation so that you can play with your money, but you're also saving your money as well. Rainbow, when can I expect my transition away from my current job in DC? The Knight of Swords is saying Gemini season. You can expect to transition June of 2018, if not even sooner. Shannara Snodgrass, or it could be February in the eclipse leading to June, that transfer. What's my message regarding my relationship? The Knight of Cups is saying you want to be more romantic. You want to engage greater appealing to the feelings of both of you. Write a note, kind of spice things up. You might find this happens with him. So this is a good indicator that things are going to get a little bit, Justin Bieber, corny, romantic in a good way, though. King John, we have the Tower card for you. So it looks like you couldn't escape the wrath of the Tower. And yeah, stuff's just going to get wrecked. A lightning bolt's going to strike, and you just have to adapt. You're a Virgo. You'll be good. But yeah, expect the unexpected within 12 hours. Cameron Diaz, we have the Lovers card. So this is going to be very tantalizing and pleasing love. Even if it doesn't last for a long time, it's still going to be memorable, and it's still going to be really awesome. So just embrace it. Get out your head once the opportunity comes and be fully in your heart and enjoy what occurs. Joanna, thank you for the donation. We have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is saying, with your Libra sun and your Cap moon, whenever you start to catch feelings, your Cap moon's going to be like, nah, I can't do this. And then your Libra sun is going to want to be logical. Let your Leo fall in love. The Page of Cups is saying, fall in love. It is okay to fall in love. Don't worry about falling in love. You'll be totally straight, and you're ready for it. All right. So thank you once again, everyone, for donating. I'm going to sign out here. Once again, when I do the live chats, I only pull one card for the super chat just out of gratitude. So if you donated again and I didn't pull for you, I didn't forget you. I'm just pulling one per donation. And once again, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Make sure you join me live on the 17th, if that's when it is, for the New Moon in Sag webinar. And y'all stay blessed.